Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Triple Gem, homage to Bada Bhanteji, homage to Kassapa Bhanteji and all the Sangha. You have all undertaken 3 Sarana, Panchashila, you did puja, you did meditation. What a great blessing for all of us sitting in this peaceful morning in this very, very magnificent Buddha Vihara. Our Bada Bhanteji is there. He took so much of trouble to build this beautiful Mahabodhi society, this beautiful Vihara. Every day we are enjoying the benefit of this wonderful place. So just like this beautiful place is created and we are all so happy to enjoy it, in the same way, the supremely enlightened Buddha, he took so much of trouble, so much of efforts in fulfilling the paramis, 10 paramis, and became Samma Sambuddha, a very rarest of rare thing that can happen in the world. He became Samma Sambuddha and he gave the teachings. That also not easy. He gave the teachings for 45 years with so much of difficulty, going from place to place, so many different kinds of people. So we must encourage ourselves to do good. One is very common reasons. One of the reasons is neglecting the important Dhamma practice. Why is that? Because that seriousness is not there, that urgency is not there, or the priority is not there. For so many people, they come to Vihara or some meditation center very rarely. Why? The priority is not there. Some people come more frequently, some people come very frequently. So that is priority. If we know the preciousness of the Dhamma, if we know the preciousness of Lord Buddha's great sacrifice and struggle and achievement, then we will say, oh, this is much important priority. So inspire yourself. Recognize that we have this human life. Human life means not just the limbs and eyes and ears of human body. Human mind has the capacity to understand the Dhamma, capacity to grow in the Dhamma. So recollect every day. Tell to yourself, I am human being. I am human being. I have the capacity. I have the capacity to do great things. When it is possible to grow in Dhamma and attain to the higher levels, if that possibility is there, then other possibilities are also there. So I can grow in Dhamma, in spiritual matters. I can grow in material matters. I can grow in social harmony, social welfare. I can grow in developing very good group of community of people. How many times you thought, oh, I can influence or I can motivate at least 2 persons to walk on good path, 5 persons, 10 persons in your life you can do, no? That is not very big difficulty. You can surely motivate others because they are also having this precious human life. So you can motivate. So recognizing the human life, recognizing our potentials and importance of human life, appreciate it. If you appreciate, then you encourage. Oh, then I have to use it. It is like having a very expensive mobile phone and you cannot even use 1 or 2 features, then it will go waste. Your investment will go waste. So if you know how to organize things, that can become more, it can make your life more convenient. But if you don't know how to organize, how to use it, then it can become more complication. It will waste your time, it will waste your mind, distractions, and like that. But if you know how to manage your time, how to manage your contacts, it will be so helpful. In the same way, this human life, if you know the preciousness, if you can manage it well, then so beautiful. First of all, you can bring blessings to yourselves. Oh, I can grow in metta. We did beautiful metta meditation, no? Wishing everybody happiness. Now sitting here, meditating in this beautiful hall is so wonderful. Try to continue that mind when you go out, when you go home. So that is also management. Management of your loving kindness, your compassion. So Lord Buddha says, understand the preciousness. Kicho manusa patilabho, this very precious human birth, human mind. And that also we have enough knowledge, enough understanding, enough faith to come on the path of the Buddha. Some people are walking in front of this street for many years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some people come and tell, oh, Bhante, I was walking in front here for 30 years, but I did not enter. I did not enter and listen, hear the Buddha. Now in the old age, I got this chance. See? So I tell them, okay, better late than never. Even late, at least you have understood. We are also wandering in front of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So many times, so many people, we are all wandering around it, nearby it, but we don't enter. We don't enter into the domain of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. We don't inquire. We don't search. We don't ask. We don't learn and practice. Oh, it is like every day passing through this street but not entering in the gate. So we also heard the name of Buddha. Okay, Buddha, some great man, spiritual man. For some people, he was great enlightened person. For some people, one spiritual person. For some people, a meditation master. For some people, Lord Buddha was a social reformer. Like that, different imaginations you keep in the mind, but that's all. Then you don't take the next step. So encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. This is a rare opportunity that I have human life, good mind. Let me use it for learning the Dhamma and practicing the Dhamma for myself and bringing that human, the preciousness of human life, that values in my family members, my friends, motivate them. Don't think that you are going to change the world. You are going to transform the world. That will not happen. You transform yourself. That is possible. That is in your hand. To some extent, you can influence your family members. That is also possible. That is in your hand. Some friends you can influence. That's all, not more than that. So use it. Use that capacity. Use that opportunity. And this rare opportunity of human life has great significance. The significance is that we can transform now. We are able to take refuge in the triple gem. We are able to go to the Buddha to learn the path of Dhamma. This is possible only because we are human beings. This is possible only because we have not just conditions to be human beings, but also some conditions have come where we have come in contact. We have heard the name of the Supreme Buddha. See, now we have the opportunity to take refuge. Refuge means what? Protection. Protection from what? Protection from dangers. Protection from dukkha. That is where we need protection. If we are already protected, we don't need protection. Are you protected? Are you protected fully? No. The very basic dangers of old age is there. You are not protected from old age. You are not protected from sickness. How many months, years now we have been covering our face, mask and this and that, what not we did. Could we protect? At the end, somehow, slowly, we could slow down the speed of spread of COVID, but most of the people got it, isn't it? So sicknesses are coming. How much protection you have? One sickness is over, next one is in line. Death, are you protected from death? No. Are you protected from losing your near and dear ones? No. Are you protected from losing your possessions, properties? No. So many uncertainties. In this very life, in this very day, if you don't take breath for few seconds, already it is great danger. So protection, we need protection at different levels. One is the physical protection that we need with our good health. For that we need good food. For that we need good place to stay. And these things also need little bit of thinking, little bit of correct understanding. And we also need to bring our goodness, inner goodness, the merits we have done in the past. It should not be just latent. We should bring it up, use that meritorious results. For that we have to behave in a good way. Then our health can be good, our food can be good, our living can be good, and then relationships with other people, how much we are influenced by the relationships now. First of all, your close, near and dear ones. If they are angry with you, do you feel good? If they misunderstand you, do you feel good? If they blame you something, if somebody on the street blames you, don't matter. You just neglect, okay. But if somebody who is close to you, from family member, if they are blaming, if they don't trust you, how do you feel? Oh, all these things have to be protected. So we need protection in our day-to-day life with all these day-to-day happenings. So that's why we need the protection of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Lord Buddha gives this protection. He teaches not one or two, hundreds and thousands ways. First of all, how to keep our mind pure and wise, so that you can manage all these situations. That is how the supremely enlightened Buddha gives us protection. When we go to Buddha for refuge, Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, it means we get protection. It means we are open to learn the Dhamma, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami. So we start getting the Dhamma. Then we get many, many ways and means to deal in daily life. So that is first level of protection. Another protection is little deeper protection. We don't even know, oh, what will happen after death? Where are we going to land? Huh? Where is death? Is death in 2025 or 2030 or 2050? Young people will be thinking, oh, maybe I will have 50 years life. Middle-aged people will think, oh, another 30 years life. Old people will be thinking 10 years life. But how many of you have thought, if breath stops, after the next breath, there is death. One in breath, one out breath, then no more in breath. So death is not far. It is just after every out breath. Huh? But we don't care it. Anyway, we feel we are certain to exist. And we forget about death. Okay, exist, but exist wisely. And what about death and after death? Should we close our purpose of life only to this life? Yes, if you become an arahant, then it is finished. You are enlightened, so everything is finished. But you have to do meritorious actions. At least keep some good support for your death and next birth. If you don't, like Lord Buddha says, Uh, just like a traveler goes with provisions, they take this food along with them. So if they have that provision, the journey is more secured. So the journey, your journey to enlightenment, your journey to bodhi, nibbana, if that has to be smooth, then you also have to prepare some provisions, the provisions of punya. Otherwise, how are you going to die peacefully? How are you going to be born peacefully in a good state? So we need a refuge for that also. So for some people, only this moment matters, and manage and forget about the tomorrow, day after, future. For some people, oh, only future life. I have to prepare for future life. We have to prepare now. If you make your present good, this moment good, next moment good, next moment good, future is taken care. So even about future, you have to work now. Even about present, you have to work now. And what about the past? Even about the past, you have to work now. How? Say you have done something akusala, unwholesome in the past. You have to clean it up now. Say you have made a mess here, thrown all rubbish here on this floor yesterday. So now you have to clean. So that even though it was done in the past, cleaning has to be done now. So management of the past has to be done now. Management of the present has to be done now. And management of the future also has to be done now. This freedom, this free will, our Supreme Buddha has given to us. He says it is possible. In the past, what all wholesome and unwholesome we have done, but that also can be set right. All unwholesome things we have done, we can set right. We can change. So that possibility is there. Otherwise, if you say, oh, I cannot do anything, my fate is like that, I have to go through this. If you just keep on blaming your fate and do nothing, that will not work. Yes, fate means to some extent, we have done karma in the past, surely it will give result. That result is going to come. But now with the present actions, you can change to great extent. Just like you see in football game now, somebody kicks the ball and that ball is rolling in one direction. It doesn't mean that it has to go in that direction only. With another kick, you can change the direction of the ball. No? Or with more force, you can even stop. With even greater force, you can reverse. It is not that it has to go like that. Similarly, what we have done in the past, wholesome and unwholesome, we are not just destined, fated. That is called fatalism, predetermination. Lord Buddha says, That is wrong view. To hold that view is a wrong view. That everything is predetermined, everything is fixed, nothing we can do now. We have to just keep on waiting and waiting. No, you have lot of opportunities now. This is the great gift Lord Buddha has given. Otherwise, there is no purpose for dharma practice. If we cannot change the past, if we cannot determine our future, if we cannot shape our future, then what is the meaning of dhamma practice? The very fact that we can practice dhamma means we can change. To great extent, some karmas which are very, very strong, of course, they will give result to us. That time we have to understand, even then, by our awareness, the past has given some result, but with awareness, we can face even those results with some peace of mind. For example, say you have killed some animals or living beings or somebody in the past, and that you have given out of cruelty, you have given pain. So when the results come, so we get in the form of sickness, in the form of pains. So when we get these results, of course that result has come. But if we know the Dhamma, then we can face it, we can observe it, we can watch it. You see, there are two kinds of attitudes in our lives. One is realistic attitude, another is unrealistic attitude. Lord Buddha says, develop this realistic attitude. Sarangcha sarato netva, asarangcha asarato. When you see something as it is, according to truth, which has essence, which has no essence, as it is, then you develop this realistic attitude. Otherwise, unrealistic attitude. What is that? Sare asare matino. That which is truth, essential. You see it as asara. And that which is asare sara matino. That which is unessential, without any substance, that you consider as something substance, important. So if you are with unrealistic attitude, you will never arrive. Michya sankappa, that is unrealistic attitude, unrealistic thinking, unrealistic views. You will never arrive to the truth, Lord Buddha says. So if we have this realistic attitude, then even from the past, if we have got some results, very horrible results of pain, horrible results of some sickness, some chronic diseases, even some losses, some difficulties, some blames, they may come. But if we have realistic attitude, we can observe, okay, this pain is pain. This sickness is sickness. I accept it. Now I remain calm. I don't produce negativity. I don't produce impatience. I don't produce suffering. I don't produce irritation, frustration. I don't produce hatred for people, for situation, for place, for food, for medicine. Do the best. Accept the rest. Live peacefully. No? That mental attitude, this realistic attitude, can come from Lord Buddha. So that is protection. Lord Buddha gives us protection. That is our refuge. So, like that, we have to manage our present. Like that, we have to manage our future. But this is not the end of real problems. The problem of karma, the problem of rebirth, the problem of suffering that goes on and on. So when somebody wants to be free from this, then we go to Buddha. That is higher purpose of our refuge, to be liberated, to be enlightened. First level is day-to-day situations, to face our day-to-day situations and live happily and peacefully. Second is even making our future better. The third is liberation itself. That is the purpose of our refuge. So this refuge, when you seek Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami, it brings that also. For that we develop Shila, Samadhi and Panya. That is the path. In other words, the Noble Eightfold Path. No? You understand Four Noble Truths. The truth of suffering, the truth of cause of suffering. Very important. If you understand this, then you understand the other truths. The truth of happiness, the third one. And the fourth is how to get it. To get this third truth, happiness, we have to understand what is suffering. If you want to, for example, if you have sickness and you want to remove that sickness, for that you understand the sickness, that suffering itself, its cause, and you understand the medicine, the correct medicine, then it solves the problem. If you don't understand the medicine and take the wrong one, it will become even more complicated. Similarly, if we don't understand suffering, the cause and the path, then things will become more complicated. So the refuge, higher level of refuge, is to understand the Four Noble Truths. Remember, if you want to escape suffering, no suffering. Otherwise, you will go around and come back to suffering only. Why we should know suffering? Because we don't want to come back there again. If you don't know, then you will enter to suffering again. That's why we have to know it. If you know the danger marks, you don't enter. On the street, the signboards are there. When it says red with stop, then you know that it is danger to go now. If you still go, then you will suffer. So we should know what is danger, what is suffering, what is safety. All this knowledge Lord Buddha gives us. Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the dependent origination, anicca, dukkha, anatta, the three characteristics. All these have come because of these three refuges, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So this going for refuge is not a simple thing. It is of these different levels. And different level of attainment, different level of realization, different level of happiness, all these things. So develop this understanding that will help you to develop in the understanding of cause and effect. This Four Noble Truths means what? Cause and effect. What is suffering? Its cause. What is happiness and its cause? So this cause effect, the law of cause effect, will become clear and clear and clear. So this faith, this confidence in this law is itself is a great gain. When you understand karma and its result, it's a great gain. So with this, I conclude today's Dhamma discourse. Remember the three refuges, different levels of refuge, and how they are applicable in daily life, future, and ultimately to enlightenment, and how the understanding of the Four Noble Truths, very basic Four Noble Truths, is going to help us to come out of all ignorance and suffering. So remember this. Now we will do the blessing for this child. Arihant Wali, you have come with the baby? You want? Or chain kholo, so that they can come. You see, hair removal. In life, we have so many things. First times, like eating first time in life is very important, interesting event. Hair removing is interesting event. Going to start our schooling, learning is important. Like that, when you start learning the Dhamma, that initiation is also very important. So birth in Dhamma, growth in Dhamma, they're all important. Now this child, you see, why we do all these things? These are going to impact the life. When the parents will tell the child, oh, when you were born, when you were small, we did this, we did that. So that child will develop, oh, I am fortunate, privileged to get this. Please come here with cushions if you can